Now, do I remind you of anyone this morning? Watch your man giving out the COVID-19 and he just keeps at it and at it and at it. Okay, good morning. This is Eileen from Eileen's Kitchen Table, and today we are going to make brown soda bread. It comes from my book, Just Look and Cook 2, and for it we need some plain flour, some bread soda, tiny little bit of butter, just a little bit, wholemeal, wheatmeal, whatever brown floury stuff you want. Now, don't eat this because it's getting too hard to get. So instead of Beck's tartar, we are adding some buttermilk, some plain milk, and some salt. Okay, and we're ready to rock. So the first thing I've done before I came on here was I popped these in the oven just for a minute, and that way they get nice and warm. And you don't need as much butter to go on then. It goes on a lot easier. Look, so it's all coated with butter, but I'll be heading myself there. So it's all coated with butter. Now, if you wanted, you could make one round, one square one, whatever you want. I have started using these now. These are like €2 in Mr. Price. So, it's like the ironing. You know when you're ironing and you have to take out the ironing board and you have to take out the iron and the job is too hard to bother with. So it's a bit like that with bacon. You have to take out the flour and you have to take out the bread soda and you have to take out the bowls. So what I do is keep them all in one bowl. Now, so here is almost everything I need in this bowl over here. Okay? And as we use them, we pop them into the other bowl and you'll see why. So the first thing, we're going to sieve all the dry ingredients together. So we're not sieving until we have all our dry ingredients together. Now, you can use 3 mugs of flour or just a sieve. The sieves, I wish someone had invented a sieve that would sit on here without falling off, because it'll probably fall off. So a sieve full of plain flour. All right? There we go. Back in this bowl here. Now we need a teaspoon of bread soda. Now, if any of your mothers ever baked, this will bring back memories. You put it into your hand and you take out the little lumps. Now, technically, you don't have to do that because it'll go through the sieve, but it just makes it feel nice. So we're putting that in and over into the other bowl. 1 teaspoon of flour. Salt. So we have 1 sieve of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of bread soda. Now, you see this spoon? I'll get used to this back to front thing yet. There's an awful difference in teaspoons. So just get what you call a regular teaspoon, not a tiny one, not a big one, because if some of them are really, really big. So we're sieving all that now because I know I said all the dry ingredients, but the whole meal won't sieve. So I'm going to give myself a little Christmas here or snow. So we're sieving that in. All done, back into the bowl. And now 1 fistful of wholemeal. I use Heart's Delight. It's wheatmeal actually. So a fistful. So we have only 5 ingredients. 1 sieve full of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of bread soda, and 1. Now this is the bit I like. So I like to aerate it a wee bit. We'll remove that spoon. Have we people on? You know what, me darlings? I was so busy cooking my cheesecake yesterday, I forgot to say hello to you. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Hi, Claire. Now, so I love to do this, and I find it really relaxing. Well, I love cooking and I love baking, and well, scones is my favourite thing. We'll make them another day, but it aerates it. You don't really need to do it because you're after sieving the flour, but it makes you feel good. Makes you feel you're doing some little thing, So there we go, all in. Now we are, that's gone. Now, because we don't have Beck's tartar anymore, we have to use buttermilk. So I'm just going to throw some water. This is a pint glass. Saves you having to be looking at the jug and saying, where am I, where am I, where am I? Some water and some buttermilk. Now, the reason I use milk is because you can keep the buttermilk, and if you don't use a full mug of it or a half a mug of it, it'll last you a few extra days. So we have a pint, and in it goes. And we're splashing and slobbering and going on. Now, at this stage, this bowl is empty. So we're just going to pop that one in there. And it's going to be ready for the next day, see? And we're going to start I'm going to try lowering this now and see, can we do this a wee bit? How's that? It looks a bit bright to me, but it might be all right to you. So, and do you remember the last day? Sometimes things are a bit wetter, sometimes things are a bit drier. And that one is going to be too dry now, I can see, because do you see here there's some flour? So we're just going to get another drop of milk or another drop of water, it doesn't matter what, because we were all in anyway. Okay. Or even milk and water. Because do you remember the way I was saying to you, so we're just drawing another dash in there. Remember I was saying to you, every day is different. And sometimes the flour is drier. Or my favourite story is I was explaining to men one day, I love doing men's cookery classes. So now, do you see the way it's nice and wet? So now we're going to come along with that flour and dry it. So one day anyway, I was baking with a group of men from Ballymote. Is any of you on, guys? Hello, Joan, how are you? Is your little woman there with you today? You should actually watch Joan. She's brilliant for doing things with her granddaughter every day, making cards and all sorts of things. So now, see the way it's still a bit sticky, sticking below at the bottom. So that means we need another wee bit of flour. There's no exact science to making bread. Now, so do you see the way now it's all coming away? So it's all coming away from there. Okay, so that means there's enough flour. Can you see? It's all coming away from the thing. So now we're going to get our knife. And we're going to put a bit of flour on my hands and just knead it a wee bit. Try and come over here. It's still sticky at the bottom actually. Leave a bit of flour there where you can use it. So we're just, now, I'm going to put it out onto the table now. And it'll look good on this black surface, hopefully. Now, that behind me. You know the way now, if you're Jamie Oliver, you'd have a little place in here and you'd be putting everything in here for the little slave to come and clean it up after. Of course, I do have a little slave, really, but he's gone out to the shed. So my husband has taken over the bread making in this house because he's been at home. And he likes experimenting and doing things. So he has taken over the bread in this house. And I actually got a fabulous picture from my friend Jemima. Hello, Jemima. Are you there? Jemima, are you not up? Are you not up? Come on. Hello. Jemima told me she was ready for me yesterday morning with her bio and she was going to take down all the little hints I was giving out. So I hope she's on this morning. So now, because we're doing two, we're making it into two 1 pound tins. You can get a 2 pound tin, you can get a round tin, depending. So we're just, look what I'm doing. Into the middle, wait till I try and get it. Here we go. Into the middle, twist, into the middle, twist, into the middle, twist, turn, I should say. Into the middle, turn, bit of flour on your hands. Into the middle, turn. And that way, when you turn around, look, there's no seams. So now we're going to do this one. There's always a bit of extra flour needed if you cut it there. Okay? Now, so how easy is this bread? I'm telling you. And you know, I'd be looking at people buying the bread dry packets, and sure, you still have to do the work. All that's in it is the dry stuff, and then you're going to be adding your egg and things anyway. And sure, what was the dry stuff? It was a sieve full of flour a bit of Beck's tartar, a bit of salt and a bit of wholemeal. Why would you be buying that when you could make it and go, I did it all myself? So, is there anyone else online for me? Now, oh, a bit sticky there. Now, one of these days, I am actually going to try. Would you believe I never made yeast bread? So I bought the yeast and I bought my strong flour, and someday I'm going to do that. So here's our two breads, our two cakes, and we're just taking it like that. I'm getting confused now with me. We're taking it like that, and we're popping it in. And just giving it a little, pushing it into place. Right? How are we? Now there we go. And now we have our knife. We're just doing it not too deep now, just a little bit there like that. And just make sure you go all the way down into the bottom. Okay? And the same again here. Now, Claire, I'm going to be expecting a picture of this bread, woman. Okay? And if you don't have wholemeal, that's all right, because you can make white soda bread. White soda bread is the very same, except instead of wholemeal, you're going to put in another bit of flour so that the dry is still the same. Okay, here's our bread, ready to go in the oven. And we'll just do a quick clean down here. And when I say quick now, I do mean quick. So, Joan is waiting to say, do I remember to show you how to clean the bowl? So, would your husband like that now going into the sink? Would you like that going into the sink? So, we're just scraping that off. And then it's going in there. And then you can use your knife or you can use your hand and just squeeze. I actually like to use my hand on this. Now, hold on a minute. I'm going to throw this in the bin, honey. Now, if your husband wouldn't mind that going in the sink. See, it only takes an extra minute. So, come on. And you see here then, I'm going to put that to the side. We have everything ready now for the next day cooking. And here we go again. See, and it takes half the work. So we're going to pop them in the oven in a few minutes. But in the meantime, come on, what do all the good cooks say? What do all the good cooks say? Here's one I made earlier. So we're going to pop in these in the oven, a preheated oven. So, we should have heated the oven first. There you go. A preheated oven at around 200 degrees for about 40 minutes. Okay, and set your timer just to be sure. So they're going in the oven, but I got up this morning and I made two. Now, if when you put them on your wire tray when you take them off, if you like a crusty, you're going to listen to the thing now. This is a bit cool, so can you hear? That's the hollow to say it's cooked. Now, if you like a softer crust, you can wrap it in a tea towel. Now, I have to say, I like a crusty crust. So, now this would soften a bit more over time, but because it's still warm, because I wasn't up that early. Now, so there we go. And there's your bread. All done, all ready. Now, I personally love the crusty bit. So, and here's what it looks like when you're finished. And I'm going to put on Jemima's one up as well. And I might put on my husband's one up as well. To show you that really anyone can make soda bread. So, in the meantime, I'm going to just rub down my hands. In the meantime, I want to thank my son Jonathan, because I don't know if he noticed or not the last few days. This means I'm granny. I don't know if he noticed the last few days, but I was having trouble with my little gas cooker, my little gas hob, and the gas was running low. And my son Jonathan, thank you. Jonathan spent the last 2 days going off trying to find these for me, and he found them yesterday and left them outside the door for me, so he's very good. And Jason and Debbie have done the shopping, because there's only 2 of us here, and they go away and do the shopping, and whatever I make today, believe you me, that's what we're having today. So that's it. Tomorrow, what can I tell you? Were you paying attention? Tomorrow I am working out the first book again, and we are going making some vegetable soup. As I said yesterday, the vegetable soup, it's really whatever vegetables you have in the house. But the secret is to saute the vegetables first. So if you have them in the house, what we need is some, hold on a minute, a few carrots, a bit of leek, maybe celery if you have it, an onion, red or white, it doesn't make any difference. A potato, because it's good for thickening it up a wee bit. We might have I like to actually use a chicken stock cube, red peppers, mushrooms, really whatever veg you want. You can put in courgettes, anything you want, whatever you have in the house. And a little bit of butter. Remember now I'm using butter here. A little bit of butter here to do the sauteing, and we will do that tomorrow. The only thing you might have or you mightn't have is your blender. And if you don't, you don't. It's not a bother. So that's us for today. We will go off again tomorrow and make some more. And today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. No, today is Tuesday. My God, this staying at home is cat. Tuesday was bread. Wednesday was soup. And now what am I doing Thursday with Lacey? No, wrong copy. I can't remember. I'll tell you tomorrow. So that's it. Oh yes, we're making smoothies on Thursday or Friday. So that's it, my loves. Take care of yourselves. Try and use this time to the best you can. Catch up on paperwork. Catch up on paperwork. Do a bit of in-depth tidying and things like that. Okay, lovies. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care. Keep safe.